Hello and welcome back to the training. So in this video, what I will be walking you through is the step-by-step process of how you can start scraping expired Web 2.0s. So like I mentioned in the very beginning of this module, you will have the opportunity to add any of these footprints that you would like. So I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process utilizing the Tumblr footprint. But again, you could do them one at a time. You could do them all at once if you really wanted to. But what I'm going to walk you through now is beginning until end on how to scrape for tumblers, but it's the same process regardless of the site. So let's go ahead and get into that now. The very first thing that you will need before you get started is go ahead and load up your proxies. The next piece that you will need is you will need a keyword list. So if you're going after link power, I suggest utilizing the keyword list that's inside the resource section, which is just 10,000 random keywords. Or if you're looking for stuff that's more specific, you can go ahead and create your own keyword list. But note, the bigger the list, the higher the probability that you're going to find a high authoritative expired Web 2. And that's really the point of this. We're trying to get the most power that we possibly can for free, right? So what we're going to do next is we need to add our footprint in. So if you take a look up here at the harvester and keyword section, all right, what you have to do here is just simply put in the site Tumblr, and this will be our custom footprint. The next element is going to be the import from a file, all right, or what we can do here is, let me see if I have the keyword list. All right, so 10,000. Whoops. 10,000. All right, so we're just going to copy this. All right, these are the 10,000 keywords. We'll just go ahead and throw those in there. So now we've added our custom footprint. We've added in our keywords. Now the next element is going to be the scraping. All right, so all we have to do now that this is loaded is click Start Harvesting. All right, so you can choose, depending on the proxies that you're utilizing, you can choose different search engines to scrape from. These proxies work very well with Yahoo. So I'm going to do Yahoo and Bing. But I think for speed, let's just go for Yahoo. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click this and go Start. But before I do that, let's just go inside of here really quick. And let's see if we can... I was going to see if I could crank up the amount of threads being used, but you have to do that at a separate section. So I'm not going to cut it off. I want you to get a general sense of how long this can take. So as you can see, we're using one engine, so I'm being as optimal as possible. I'm not going to let it go the whole way, but I'm going to get a nice little batch in here. So far, we have harvested 436 plus different tumblers. But we want to get a nice little batch in here. The bigger the batch, the higher the probability that we'll find one that's able to be re-signed up. All right, so, and I'll walk you through the entire process. So we want to get a good batch here. So we'll let this run for a moment. I might have to chop this section out, huh? We'll let it get, we're going to need a couple thousand, but look at this, 3,000 already, and we're only at 3%. So 1,000 per percent. So with 10,000, we could probably scrape 100,000 different tumblers. Out of that 100K, the probability of us getting, you know, how many high quality ones will we get? Very low. The really high authority ones are relatively difficult to get. All right, so we've harvested about 3,000. We should be able to hit one or two out of this. maybe more. Might get 10. All right, we're starting to get errors, so I'm going to go ahead and just stop this now. So now that we have harvested this, we have to wait. Wait for all the threads to close. As you can see right here, the active threads. So once that closes, it'll be ready. All right, here we go. There we are. All right, so it looks like we have a nice little list here. All right, so what we want to do is well, let's exit to main. So now we have our list. The next element that we will need to do here is, now that this is inside the URLs harvested, is we actually want to trim to root. Okay, so we're going to come over here to the right hand side where it says manage lists, and we're going to go to trim, and then we're going to trim to root. So now it's just the primary name of the tumblers along with the tumblr.com. Now it looks like it pulled in a couple others for me, which was very nice of them, but that's okay. So the next step that we're going to do here is we're going to go to our add-ons, and then we want to just do a Scrapebox Alive check. All right, so that's the next step, this one here on your list. If you downloaded all of them, it'll be here, but it's called a live check. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, we're going to load the URLs from the harvester. All right, so here's our list. Obviously, chrome.google.com, which is, I have no idea why that's there, but okay. Now what we want to do here is we're going to take a look. Let me see here. Use the proxies for this. No, we don't have to do that. Not for this particular step. Let's go to setup. Success codes 301, 302, 200. Okay, these are all good to go. Threads 120. Follow the redirects. Yes. All right, so that looks good. All right, we're going to just go ahead and run this as a check. So what we're checking right now is this actual URL there? You know, the probability is very high because it was inside of a search result, but you still want to just double check. So we'll wait for this 3800 to get done. Shouldn't take too long. Are we done? All right, so now what we want to do here is we want to go to export, and then save all alive records to the Scrapebox harvester. So it's the third option down. Save all alive to the Scrapebox harvester. So this section here is where it's going to go. So we're going to go ahead and just save them all to there. So now it's cleaned out anything that's not useful. All right. So now we can go to close. And then usually remove and filter. You want to go here to remove duplicate URLs. Usually this particular feature is going to be most notable when utilizing multiple search engines for a search. So we only did Yahoo, but a lot of times you're going to pick more so you can get more results. So you usually want to go to remove duplicates. But for this instance, we're going to do it anyway, just to make sure. Now we're also going to go to remove filter. Let me just double check here. Okay, so now remove URLs not containing. So anything that's not containing .tumblr .com. Yep. All right, so that brought us down to 328. So now we have 328 potential tumblers that we can utilize. Now we have to do one more check here. So what we want to know is it available to go and sign up? So how we do this is we have these in our harvester here. We're going to go up to our add-ons again. This is a free add-on. And what we're looking for, if you don't have it already, is Vanity Name Checker. So we're going to click on that. Now, once you have this up, what we want to do is we want to load from the harvester. All right, so we have our list here. And now we will start the process of checking to see if we can go and sign these up. And then if you... All right, so while that loads, I'll go ahead and end it here, and then we'll go through the process of setting it up. All right, so I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'll see you then.